Alright, it's a gaming day. So I just did a Porsche video. Gotta export it for 4 hours. I got something to eat and I thought, you know what? Let's make another video. And this time, about this guy. Cobra, which was done by Shelby, who was later asked by Ford to make the now infamous, or should we say pretty famous, Ford GT. So I thought, why not take these cars for a spin? So Shelby was racing driver and then later turned technician or engineer. I don't know if he had that kind of background. Let's read something about this car, shall we? Alright, so it says here, McKeel says a winner at Le Mans, a competitor in Formula 1, and one of America's greatest car enthusiasts. By the way, yeah, it's raining outside, so you can hear the thunder. The console was shut down once. We kind of had a little, how do you say it? You know, electricity disappearance. There's a term there. Anyways, hopefully it doesn't shut down now. Had to restart twice. Carroll Shelby has a permanent place in automotive history. After retiring as a driver, Shelby became a constructor with a focus on road cars that could win races. The Cobra is one of the iconic cars produced by Shelby. The first production lots were shipped out in the spring of 1963 and were initially powered by Ford's 260 CID engine, which were soon replaced by the 289 CID unit. Then the legendary Cobra 427 was introduced in 1964, powered by a 7-liter Ford 427. It was intended by Shelby to defeat Ferrari in competition with their proven competition pedigree and aggressive looks. Big clocks Cobras are sought after by car enthusiasts all over the world, and surprisingly they don't seem to cost that much. I don't know, I guess people don't know what it is. It's funny, the car looks amazing, I think, and yeah, I'll be happy to drive it. So let's see, I have one, so this is 66 427 with 484 horsepowers and 1068 kilograms, 580. Alright, so 484, 1068, 540. 484, 1068, 540. 484, 1068, 540. Okay, Shelby, let's see. Oh yeah, we did some modifications. 484, 1068. Why is my heavier? Because of the modifications? Wow, dude, I had no idea modifications get car heavier. Amazing. Anyways, okay, so this is 700 and let's add sheet. Let's call this original mimic. But we're gonna put that mimic in capital letter. Just because it's a title. So what do we say? I'm confused a bit. 484. Did we say 484? Okay, we have. Supposedly we have weight reductions here. Okay, I get it now. So it's 1068, right? 1068 was the weight. Okay. 1068. I think 484. Okay, 486. Alright, I gotta check the 560. What's 560? The performance points that we're looking for. Just trying to mimic this car as close as possible. I mean, sure, later on we can try and tune it up. Just for the sake of it, we could. Did I actually pull this car? I think this car has a wide body. I'm pretty sure I did. It's installed, yeah. Yeah, my reasoning behind that, just to be clear. Alright, so we're gonna go back to these wheels and we're gonna lose custom parts. Alright, we're leaving this because it's cool. And this, and we're removing wing. Oh, look at this. I don't know, why would I remove the standard? It looks very cool. Anyways, who knows when I did this modification. I actually like the one that's in the store right now better. Yeah, sure, we'll leave it as it is. Yeah, look at this one. All right. As Mr. Shelby intended. I don't know if you watched Ford vs Ferrari or Le Mans 66, depending where you are. That was the name of the movie. It is very cool indeed. Real quick, let's check if we are matching at least as close as we can. .580, that's good on performance point. 486, yeah, so we got 2 horsepower more. 1068 kilograms. That is cool. So we can try and take. Okay, so it says 580, 14. We could try and take those 2 kilograms with. Because you can play with power restrictor and then combine it with computer. Let's do that real quick. so this way we could get one more. So we could do maybe this and then this. No, it still goes to 5. Maybe like this. Okay, we're getting somewhere. No, 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 no. There it is, 484. This way we got 484. But I wonder how. So let's see how it looks. It looks like it goes here and alright. So you know what? Let's try this now. I'm definitely confused. So we got 2 horsepower less now. We somehow managed to get it, but apparently we got a bit more performance points out of it. Anyways, performance points are a bit buggy. Let's go and drive this baby out. Maybe we should have checked with anyways, let's go drive, because I wanted to test. And is there a better place than Le Mans? I don't know. Morning, yeah, yes, morning. Check it out. So this is all first gear. You can go pretty high. It's the same with Ford GT. You can drive in first gear like I think for this car it was up to 70 kilometers per hour. Man, this car has no brakes. All right, gotta. Oh yeah. Now I see why not many people get this car. And of course you would probably get it just for your collection. Not a lot of people would go drive it, especially not racing with it. That's why we have these simulators, although it would be fun for sure. All right. Yeah, it goes. Doesn't necessarily go as fast as one would expect, but definitely looks and sounds fast. And again, I forgot to brake. Because I think the point of this car was probably to be like enthusiast car for the road, but like it could win races in theory, if you know what I mean. It's more or less. Just so Shelby could enjoy some driving. During the weekend. But yeah, this would surely be fun. It has there's some tremendous power transfer to the back wheels. Oof. It really needs so much stopping time. It's unreal. Definitely takes some getting used to. One of the things that it's also unusual is, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, it's not that you're gonna put the best brakes on this car and they're definitely gonna act much differently than in a modern car that is similar weight, but like with the same brakes. So I guess game kind of presumes you're putting in like the best brakes, but it's almost like they're from the same period, or maybe they can't be, you know, too much, because like axles would, like the car would just fall apart if you would brake too much. Okay. Again with braking, I mean, it's really fun. You just gotta brake way earlier. Anyways, that was it. Let's 438. Let's give it a look. Let's give it a look in music replay. I don't know. Sure. Looks fantastic. Just the curves of the car. I don't know, man. How would you even go and make a body like that today? I mean, today I guess it would be easier than back then. Who knows? Maybe you would do it the same way. We're definitely a bit all over the place. I'm sure the better tires would help a lot with this car. But you can kind of sense it, you know, that wheelbase. Like, one thing I would like when you save your settings, that you could save the settings for tire width and as it is, you still have to go outside, you know, to change those settings. So you can't do it now in race. I mean, after the race. You would have to go out in the main menu. You can see how car is just trying to hold on not to skid too much. Maybe adjusting the brake balance a bit to the rear would help. Because as it is now, if you brake even in a straight line, it kind of wants to skid, yeah. It does look cool though, when you realize you didn't brake early enough. I remember in the movie, as Shelby is driving it, and what's the name of the actor? Oh gosh, can't remember. On top of my head now, but yeah, the way he drives it near the end, and it's really cool. He has the blue one though, I'm pretty sure. But after this, we're about to check the GT40 that he worked on. And I think he worked on it. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know what's the deal. I'm not sure. Is the one in game actually the one? That was in the race, or was that from a year later? Something like that. Oh, look at this, that was wonderful. At moments it looks really realistic, but then when it starts to like skid aggressively, you know, changing directions, that kinda looks a bit unreal, I guess. Although even jerky motions like that could be probably seen in real life. Right, so this is one car that I maybe shouldn't have pulled out. Maybe I should have left it as it was. Original Mimic, this is 700 on hearts. It's actually 701. I do wonder though. Let's duplicate this. Let's call it tuned. And let's give it a tune. Let's give it a real tune. So I'm guessing, could we go a bit more down? I'm not sure. Let's leave it as it is. It's probably gonna be way too light and too powerful. Because this is almost 101 as far as power goes. Should probably be pretty darn hard to control. But let's give it a spin real quick. We'll go normal here. Alright. Yeah, maybe this one can get even propeller shaft. Yeah. Can you hear? Like tires are spinning even in the last gear. Yeah, it's crazy. Just how do you call that? Let me check. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Torque, yeah, torque was the word I was looking for. Is insane. 88. 87.5, okay. So let's see now if we go for Ford. There it is, Mark 1. So I think in the race there was Mark 2. Okay, so this is original Mimic supposedly. We'll just have to trust it. We're just gonna check to see the other settings. And who knows, maybe after this I could actually go and buy. Check this out. It's much wider car, which can definitely be felt. There's a whole drama in the movie as where the car can be shift so it doesn't go into too much RPMs, because they had reliability problems with it. Alright, I'm all over the place. I can't really find the rhythm of this car yet. Finding a bit challenging to let it in turns. Like we could, I'm just thinking, should I get another Shelby car? It was 2.5 mils. It's not like I'm really collecting money for something. I'm thinking buying that Porsche 917 maybe when it comes up. I'm not sure how much is it though. It's probably... Oh, they're already here. I'm sorry. That one is probably around 20 mil. Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking if we get another Shelby, we could compare it to the Mimic setup we just did. See how close it is. But I can't remember, did I test that same thing before? Or was it just the idea in my mind? Oof, no, don't power up, yeah. This thing is also very bad on brakes. Because before this I was driving the Porsche 930 from 1981, which has under 300 horsepower and brakes okay, you know, brakes. Look at this. It's almost like something is not right. Almost like car won't turn. There's trouble accelerating from the zero, and then again you see it goes up to 80 kilometers an hour in first gear, which is ridiculous. I guess it makes sense for this track, especially, you know, the car was basically built for it. You want to have as long as gears as you can, because once you start the car, there are no really slow turns. Fire. I love how there's a big fire button right there. In case of a fire, press this and hopefully you will be alright. I'm guessing that closes the air ducts or something. 4:48. What was our time in Shelby? 4:38. Actually, it was 10-second better time, and that's similar performance points, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, that's actually quite surprising. So his car was 354 horsepower, 1080. You know what? Let's play the replay first, because otherwise it will be gone probably. The power of GT. I mean, it is a Ford GT, so sure. Car definitely looks wonderful, and it was such a treat to get, especially after watching the movie and getting a bit into it. I don't know, I think like simulations like this are keeping the genre alive. And car culture in general, I guess. Yeah, so when I was I was talking about when I was making Porsche video, how that car is kind of timeless, and how I think it was how it was beautiful, you know, when it was made, and then even today, and through all the years up until this point, it was also a beautiful car. Like I don't think there was a period where you would say, oh yeah, 930 is really not a beautiful car. And this would definitely be in the same category, or maybe even more, And this one was actually remade several times, so definitely a classic car. Especially when you think these were like made for racing, you know? I don't even know how and when were they produced for the road, or were just people adapting them at the beginning. But I would think this first, you know, few lines were just basically just a few cars for racing, if I remember correctly from the movie as well. Of course, the movie was not 100% historically accurate, but it's still pretty good as far as accuracy is concerned. And it's also, yeah, it has great direction, great rhythm. I think I watched that movie probably. Matt Damon was the actor who played Shelby. I'm really not impressed with my driving, but it's, I don't know, it was a bit weird. At one point when I got this car, I'd driven it quite a lot, and I got so used to it that, if you were to ask me, I would say no, it's a perfect car. It the corners, like, great. It's like everything about it is great. Like there's nothing to add. But when you haven't driven it for a while and you just pick it up, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it definitely feels like it has like it's challenging to turn with it. It feels like it should turn more, you know. This was our little Shelby remembrance race. I do like to drive this one in Nevada. What's the name of the race? Willow Springs International Raceway, which you can see them driving that car on the Willow Springs in the movie itself. Sorry, let's do that as well. But first, let's go and read about this car just a bit. You know what, actually, before that, I'm sure if we go to cafe, there will be somebody there. Oh, there we go. Jeremy first. This is the road version of the Mark I that raced at Le Mans in 1966. The Ford GT4 Mark I was introduced in '64. It was developed especially to get the better of Ferrari, who were dominating Le Mans at the time. 3 Mark Is were entered into Le Mans 64, but they all had to retire without completing the race. In 65, Ford put Carroll Shelby in charge of everything from development to strategy, with the same result. Then in 1966 the Mark II was developed, completely overhauling the chassis and the engine. 8 Mark IIs and 5 Mark Is were entered into Le Mans that year. Okay. It was an overwhelming show of strength in numbers. Little wonder that Ford therefore managed to win Le Mans for the very first time. So I'm not completely clear. So what? 8 2s and 5 1s. So yeah, I guess 2 won it. Not this. This is Mark I. I wonder why don't we have this second one. I love this car, says Shiro Nakamura. It's easily in my top 3, based on sketches by 4 designers. It was realized by a British team that clearly knew how race cars should look and perform. Compared to the Ferrari 330 P4 of the same year, the GT40 may exude less emotion, but it has a decidedly more modern silhouette. I agree. Of course, they're both nice, but I think I prefer the GT40. Note the expression created by the square headlamps and air intakes, a rarity in race cars. Yeah, it's quite something, for sure. I find it to be aggressive and stylish, but there's also an element quality that is discernible despite the car's overall muscular nature. You'll see that it is expressed by the line running from the cabin to the rear. Although it hasn't been mentioned much before, it's not unlike the Lamborghini Miura. The Mark II added air intakes, which gave the car an even more intense look. Indeed, it is this part of the car that I found to be very alluring. Wow, that was fascinating, thanks. Oh, it was my pleasure. Well, see you around. Thanks, Shiro. So yeah, it's I'm a bit puzzled. Just a second, it's my dog. Yeah, my dog is, I don't know what yeah. Cool beans. All right, so what happens if we go here and read about it? In 63, Ford attempted to buy Ferrari in order to improve their brand image through racing. Okay, so that's how it went. Though the talks did not go well and the buyout did not happen, Ford then decided to collaborate with the UK race constructor Lola Cars, to whom they had been providing engines, and together they initiated a plan to develop a brand new racing car. In 64, based on the racing sports car designed by Lola, the Mark I was completed and was named the Ford GT. The commonly known name of GT40 was a nickname given by a reporter who was surprised by the 40-inch total height of the car. A lightweight aerodynamic body made of fiberglass was mounted on a steel monocoque chassis. This was combined with an all-aluminum 4.7 liters V8 OHV engine mounted amidship. The car debuted in 64 Nürburgring 1000 kilometers and later in Le Mans 24-hour race of the same year. 3 Mark Is entered the competition. At the Le Mans, it showed incredible speed, setting the lap record and achieving the first over 300 kilometers run in Le Mans history. but it did not produce any results due to reliability issues. From 65, they commissioned their race activities to the famous Shelby American and thought they set the fastest lap record and the top speed record again at the 24-hour Le Mans. All cars retired out of the race once more. And though they said, not thought. In the 66 Le Mans 24-hour race, out of the 13 Ford GTs in the race, 8 were advanced Mark IIs with an improved chassis with a Shelby made 7L OHV V8. It's weird, here it says Shelby. It's Shelby made, wasn't it 4 made? Maybe just Shelby, I think. I worked on it, but yeah. In addition to many other refinements, the power of the engine was improved from 345 to 468.4 horsepower. Henry Ford took himself visited the circuit to watch the race, and Ford not only achieved their much sought after victory, they dominated the podium, an incredible 1-3 position win. From this year until 69, the Ford GT would go on to win Le Mans 4 years in a row. So yeah, they were definitely ahead of their time. Much desired Le Mans victory and an incredible 1-3 finish, a historic machine that opened the first pages of the legend. So I'm still confused. Was this Mark 1 one of the cars that finished the race? So eight cars. No, it's funny, you know. These texts are definitely each of these texts says something different. I think the one that we were reading before said there were 5 Mark IIs and then 3 Mark 1s, right? So 8 altogether, but not 8 Mark IIs. Well, let's see. This is definitely. And you see, here it says in the addition to the power of the engine was improved from 345.2, and we have 354. It says it's 354, and then here it says 345. Anyways, it would be cool to have Mark II as well. Who knows, maybe we'll get it one day. This is Mark IV, and this is also confusing for me. So this is Mark I. Okay, so this is Mark I, I guess, first produced in 64, then this model was produced in 66, but it's still Mark I, and then this is, so apparently they were doing them side by side, you know. Then this is like Mark IV from like 67, so just next year. Well, lots of things were happening. Let's read about this Cobra. The FIA Speed World Champion, World Challenge, World Endurance Championship, in which the Shelby Cobra competed, differed from the GT class in that an engine displacement limitation was not established. In order to defeat their rival Ferrari in this series, Shelby American decided to mount a large displacement engine in their entry. At the time, Ford conveniently had their 7-liter 427 side oiler, a pure racing engine for stock car racing. It was decided that Cobra would be fitted with this engine, and the development of the Shelby Cobra 427 started near the end of 64. Its prototype was completed in the spring of 65. You see, so it's Ford's 7-liter engine, and then there they said it's Shelby's 7-liter engine. But I guess Shelby did some modifications, so it's Shelby's, but it's Ford's. Yeah, sometimes the line gets blurred. The major problem that immediately arose was that in comparison to the 345 horsepower produced by the 289 unit, the 427 side oiler produced roughly 493 horsepower. Phil Remington, who was in charge of design at Shelby American, determined that the existing suspension would not be able to handle this much power. Too much power! Therefore, the characteristic side-mounted leaf suspension was abandoned and changed to a conventional double wishbone coil with dampers. Okay. The Shelby Cobra 427 cleared its 100-unit minimum production and acquired the FIA homologation, and the car ventured into competition into SCCA A production class. From the opening of the 1966 season, in the end, 348 Shelby Cobra 497s were built, with 88 of these being competition specs models or test cars. Incidentally, the 427 S/C is a road model with competition specs equipment. And there were only 31 of these cars that were built to this spec from the beginning. Okay. So let's change to that Cobra and let's go to cafe and see who's there. Who's there? Who's drinking coffee? Who has something to say? Nobody! Nobody showed up for this Cobra. That's a shame. Shame, I tell you. Just trying to see, do we have a Cobra in one of these collections? These collections. Oh yeah, what did we say? The Alpine, we should definitely try out that Alpine. Completely upgraded at one point on a dirt track. Who knows, maybe even today. Alright, so this was not a spectacular video by any means, but it is what it is. This Honda RA272, oh, maybe we could drive that at one point. Yeah, we probably should, but for now, let's go look at this car a bit one more time. Like, I found this interesting. I would guess this part here acts as a spoiler as well. Like, there's such a huge air intake with basically, yeah, it's basically a spoiler. It's gotta be like a front spoiler, but it's hidden. It's a very interesting solution. I would assume it's not too aerodynamic, but I guess it gets the job done. It was way overpowered for the time. So look at them little brakes. They definitely have trouble stopping this car. It's quite a light car, but still. All right. see if we can read this. From the top it looked like there's a writing here. Just a second. Wrong button. I just thought I saw something. Cool beans, baby. It's still raining outside. Maybe I'll get out for a run or something. Because it's kind of hot. All right. Overall, pretty cool car. I'm glad we had this little drive around with it. Maybe we should have just yeah, when testing it like this, I don't know, maybe you should have done a race with it. It would probably be more dynamic, more fun. Fire system pool. Yeah, it has the same thing. I mean, similar thing as in Ford. It's probably common to all the race cars, although this, as we just read, supposedly it was a road car, but with race car specifications. Yeah, a bunch of air intake there to cool it off. It just goes to show how efficient the liquid cooling actually is. So it's not a huge difference, but the car is pretty wide by itself. There's probably no need to pull it even more, as an example that I did. I think my reasoning is like there's usually, I will usually do it if I think the car looks better, or in this case I didn't have a lot of experience with the game, and I thought maybe if I pull the car and if I can get the wider wheels, there will be a noticeable difference in handling. And I can't say, like, there probably is some difference in handling, but it's pretty much negligible, you know. So I wouldn't say it's worth to pull the car wide just for handling's sake, but only if you think it adds to its looks. But in my opinion, this car actually looks better when it's not pulled. And it would be kind of cool maybe if we could bring the cars back to their original state, you know. But again, then again, it's like it's just one of those things, you know. I don't mind it as it is. You kind of have to decide, like, do you want to pull the car wide or not? And if you do, then like that's it. You gotta live with it, or you gotta get another one. I don't think I'm gonna get this one though. I dig the color. It's joy to ride, especially in VR, but I don't see myself riding it a lot. So we'll just stay with what we have. And that's about it. Until the next time.